We are live. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'll slip over here and get my...
It's good to see everybody, or hear from everybody. It's been a while.
trusty mic holder.
See this image?
Now, we've got a lot of news, and there it goes. There we go. We've got a lot of news,
and I'm going to try to
Stacey has
keep
an
up.
incredible story about banks.
I'm going to try to keep up with the chats on my phone because we missed so many of the chats. So we're going to try to do better this go around. Anyway, it's so great to see you guys.
Yep, awesome. Thank you for being here. How do you want to start? What do you want to start with?
Man, I don't know. It's just been a lot happening. It's so good to see you guys. We just got from the Red Pill event, and then we've hardly actually been able to get on live and do any kind of talking since then. You guys, I came back so encouraged from the Red Pill event. Did you? I came back.
For a change.
I
really
did. They had solutions. It was positive. Yes, they talked about some of the stuff that's going on in the world right now, but they also said, hey, speak with your dollar. Vote. There was one conference one of the things that I attended, by the way, that talked about the election fraud, where they said, get involved. You're not going to change it from the top down.
Hang on.
What am I screwing up?
I wish they would put where they send news in the notes. We post all the news on Twitter.
Yes, please
David.
go to Twitter.
Go to Twitter. Sometimes we talk around a subject that we probably shouldn't be talking about, so it's just easier to put everything on Twitter.
Yep.
Okay, so financial PPR.
So if you
don't like Twitter or anything like that, you can Google what we're saying, and it'll pop up.
So there's my number, 318-564-5823. If you have any questions, text me, call me. I will get you to the right place. We have a Rumble account, which is kind of clunky. I don't really particularly like Rumble, but that's where we're going lately. And we also have a Twitter account, which I post everything we pretty much talk about, including a lot more. But back to the Red Pill, I was so encouraged by the number of people that were there, the number of people that listened online, and instead of just giving, what are you laughing at?
Comment.
Go ahead, what is it?
Nothing. Keep
so
going.
They were saying, hey, there were solutions. They were saying, vote with your pocketbook. You guys, just like the Bud Light episode that happened and different things that have happened, they said, vote with your money. Vote. And they said, you are not going to change things from top down. They said, get involved in your local areas. And it's not easy to do. It's not fun on a Wednesday night to go to a council.
FP Network is Rumble.
FP Network, it's your thing, but sorry, I'm getting on a rampage, so interrupt me.
Well, guys, that's part of it.
You got to get involved.
Vote with your money, right? So that's what they want. They want to get everybody in credit card debt. Credit card debt is past $1 trillion, $1.3 trillion.
Yes, it's very
1.03 trillion. 28% of people are carrying a balance. They cannot cover their bills. People are hurting. But that's exactly what they want. And if you think I'm crazy or making it up or hyperbole or, oh, it's no big deal, everything's fine, look around. That's all you have to do is look around.
Yep.
People are living on credit cards. I'm not bashing you if you are. I'd do whatever I had to do as well. But
we want to bring solutions.
We want to try to bring solutions. And one solution to this mess is to protect your wealth from inflation that is coming. It's in the mail. I mean, what we're experiencing now, this little measly 4%, which is cherry-picked. It's way bigger. The CPI is a lie. We know that. But when we really start getting inflation and they really crank the money printer up, they're not going to be able to suppress it with fake paper prices on the COMEX and the London Metals Exchange and all that. All that's going to come out. Your sins will find you out, or your transgressions, whichever version you're reading. But that's going to come to an end. And when they crank the money printer up, that's a good way to hedge. Now, I want to talk about, the reason I'm talking about this is because you had a client try to make a wire transfer to buy precious metals, and the bank would not let him.
Would not release the funds.
Would not release the funds.
Tell me if you guys can hear us too.
She called them. Sent.
Is the audio good? Let us know. Give us a thumbs up if our audio is good.
They'd tell us if it wasn't.
Okay. So I have been on the phone a lot lately with a lot of you guys and I am noticing two different trends. And you guys tell me what you're noticing. I also talked to some other brokers the other day. Well, actually today, not the other day, today, and we're noticing the same thing. They're saying that, for one, I just had my first wire transfer that was actually denied. Sometimes we'll have some hiccups. There'll be a little bit of, the wire information, we have to match the addresses, so on and on. But they actually, this guy was working in China right now, and he was trying to get back to the United States. So he was trying to purchase the metals before he got back to the United States. He's a United States citizen. He was using a United States bank account, and they flat out denied, and they would not release the funds. And finally, I just said, I don't know what else to do. I'm like, I've given you everything, so we had to cancel the order. Also, not only of that, but if you guys do ACH orders, and that is automatic clearinghouses, it's very simple. It's a bank to bank talking to each other. It's just like a direct deposit. I am noticing a time delay. Used to, when you would do that, it would be like it would be instant. It would just like if you did a debit card, you swiped your debit card just like wrote a check. Same thing. And I'm noticing the banks are holding on to the funds for about 24 to 48 hours, and they're not releasing the funds. And I'm also having people tell me that they're getting calls from their banks saying, hey, you guys, we'll pay you more if you put money in CDs or in savings.
Yeah, CDs are like 5% now.
Yeah.
I know our banker told us that they're actively making phone calls saying, hey, put your money in our bank. These banks are seeking liquidity, and money goes where it's treated best. And a lot of the money is going out of banks into money market accounts, and is going to try to make a higher yield. So the banks are having to up their ante. They're having to do whatever it takes to get people to put money into their bank.
Well, speaking of the banks several of them just got downgraded again. I mean, you guys, we're having, so how many banks did we have the other day that got downgraded? How many banks did we have that got bought out, that bailed out, that have a run on their money? The banks I personally think they're in a little bit of a crisis.
Well, yeah, they're in a crisis. It's happening.
You got commercial stuff coming up due.
They're downgrading them. They're going to AA plus, maybe. They're. What else can you say? It's happening they're doing it in lumps now. I thought it would be 1 or 2 a day, but they're doing it in like big chunks.
They just did 10 more. Yep.
This is so big, guys. This is. We're going to look back on this and be like, oh man, you remember when the banks started failing? They were getting downgraded, and everything was just fine. The stock market, it's come down a little bit. I've been watching it pretty regular, but it is completely divorced from reality. We're going to be talking about this for a long time.
Somebody just said, yes, Chase is offering $900 to open a savings and checking account right now. $900? Whoa. Okay, so I've heard of like $300, but I've not heard of the $900. Thanks, Lynn, for letting me know on that. That is crazy, so I'm trying to follow it here also. So you guys, that's what we're seeing, and that's what I'm seeing on this end too.
That's not true, Russ. Bitcoin doesn't have to be converted to dollars. You can turn it into gold, precious metals, through Miles Franklin. Do it all the time.
Yes, you can. You can actually purchase, just so you know, precious metals.
Bitcoin was.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You can purchase. You can take Bitcoin and buy precious metals. You don't have to swap it through money first. You're absolutely right. But speaking of which, you guys, also that our premiums have been down, and we have been flying off the shelf a lot of stuff lately. So you guys, I used to have a lot of stuff in inventory, but it's been busy lately. So
for anybody that's new on here, go ahead and hit that like button. But Stacey's a broker for Miles Franklin. That's her number up there. It's hard to see. I'm going to get a better board, but it's 318-564-5823, and she's really good at it. And you're going to be glad you have a good broker when metals get harder to come by. I'm
going to stop here for a second. We've got 200 and how many people?
83.
And 101 likes. You guys, go like us. Because we spend so much time, and we do try to bring value, and Chris and we want to bring solutions.
Yeah, we want to bring solutions.
Yeah.
And we want
to
try to encourage people to take advantage of this
optimism,
downtime.
not negative.
Try to encourage people to stay out of debt as much as possible.
And by the way, I'm still learning about taxes. I just learned a ton more about taxes today. We're going to do a video soon about rental property. I was just talking to Bud about how to buy rental property with 0% down, but I'm learning from him about taxes right now. And I'm still learning about that. So you guys, I'm learning every day. They paid us at the closing table. All right, let's get going.
Okay. I'd like to talk about why is right now probably the worst time to buy a new car. There's a few things right here, and I'll put this on Twitter. This is car prices for new and used cars. Okay, check this out. Inventory levels of new vehicles in the U.S. have increased by 71%. So inventory levels are going up quite a bit since last year. New vehicle sales incentives have increased for 10 consecutive months. They are just like the banks. They're encouraging, hey, we're going to give you some money off, come get a car. I think it's going to get a lot better. The average incentive is $2,148 at the moment. The average price of a non-luxury vehicle is $44,700. That's down from $471 from June. So, that's a pretty drastic move. The average listing price of a used vehicle is $27,028, and there's 2.25 million unsold used vehicles right now. So inventory is really starting to pick up. You guys have been waiting patiently, like me. I'm so tired of driving junk. It's just, we could go buy a vehicle, but I just want to wait.
I hate having loans. That's the big thing.
Used vehicle wholesale prices have fallen 11.6% since last year. Auto loan delinquencies. This is a big one. This is where your deals are going to come from. This includes rental properties and everything else. Loan delinquencies on new vehicles have increased 7.3% in the second quarter of this year.
What's up? What's up?
We're just getting started. They're not going to lower interest rates in 2023. I'm sure in 2024 that's when the money printer go burr. But just know auto loan debt in the U.S. has reached a record high of 1.5 trillion. I get my B's and my T's. What are we going to do after we pass a trillion? What is after a trillion? Somebody know?
We're continuing. I saw a billboard the other day when we were traveling about the $1 trillion that and how it went down to each person, what actually it assigns to each person per the citizens. And I'm like, man, it's daunting. Somebody just said that the caveat to when you open up, it was a $900 they gave you. The caveat was you had to deposit so much money into there,
they want you to put
and you had to do direct deposit, and you had to keep it in so much money in there for 6 months. So there's always a little bit of a catch. So thanks for letting us know, Lynn. That's very
Quadrillion is after a trillion.
Speaking of which, I just want to do this one more thing. I talk about this so often, but some people don't see our past videos. If you guys do have a bank account and you have not touched it, or your parents haven't touched it, or your grandparents haven't touched it, it goes dormant. And so you guys just every once in a while check on your bank accounts, your parents' bank accounts, your grandparents' bank accounts. I talk about this so often, and ever so often I'll hear a story about where someone didn't. When it goes dormant, the state can actually take those funds because they're considered, what is it? I forget the term that they use.
Oh, man.
But anyway, they're considered whether it's undisclosed. Anyway, they can confiscate your funds. So you guys just check on your funds. Every so often, check on your bank accounts. That's what I want to do. Also, review your insurance policies. I just talked to someone today. I know it's going by fast.
AJ's got a list. It appears that the next line of banks that may go down are Key Corp, Comerica, Valley National Bank Corp, UMB Financial Associated with Bank Corp, River City Bank, S&T Bank.
And they very well may be.
Man, it's just more
Hit the down
and
button
more
so you
and
can keep
more.
going. It is. Oh. And also, I want to tell you guys, and I just talked about something else. I was talking to someone today.
Super chat. We might have to mint Trump mugshot into NFTs. That's a great idea. Thank you for the super chat. Mint Trump mugshot NFTs.
Oh, that's funny.
Non-fungible
That's
tokens.
funny. Yeah. Man, that poor guy. I just heard he's going to have to go to Georgia now and get arrested again, bail himself out for $200,000.
They're doing their best to start a civil war. They're doing everything they can.
I think
all they're going to do is get him elected, whether it's right or wrong. We'll see.
It's just interesting. This is from me, and I used to work, just so you guys know, I used to work this kind of stuff. It's interesting to me that they are going after him so hard, yet Hillary and Biden is just skating by. And I'll just say that and let that slide, and you guys can take it for what it's worth. But anyway, that's just kind of a very, it's unequal. All right, speaking of review your bank accounts. I talked about that. Review your insurance policies. I just had someone again the other day contact me, and they sat down, they reviewed your insurance policies, which, by the way, you don't know, but we're getting ready in about 2 days to go sit down with our insurance company again and review our insurance policies, just to make sure we're on spot, we get the best deals that we can and stuff like that. Because you guys, if not, they'll increase your policies and you have to renegotiate.
I was thinking about a side hustle the other day, something that you actually mentioned it. What else can we do to bring more value, to our portfolio? And I replied and I said, taxes. We need to master our taxes.
I'm working on that.
Some of you know we've been getting whipped. They have been holding us down and whipping us, like that video I got kicked off of YouTube for. Yeah, they whooped that guy with a broomstick. Well, it wasn't a broomstick; it was an actual cane. But that's what the IRS has been doing to us, and we are going to do whatever it takes. And I'm sure I'm paying what everybody else what you're supposed to pay, but that's not what you're supposed to pay. You're supposed to pay. Well, I'll get into that in the next video. But if you've got businesses and you're writing off stuff, it's a game changer. And we were doing that for a while, and all of a sudden something happened, and we started not doing so well. So we're fixing to get that right.
Well,
as soon as we do, we're going to make a video about it.
We had kind of a bad tax guy or two.
Yeah, our tax guy messed us up, and then he died. So I didn't even get a chance to whip him. But, yeah, so we're still suffering.
Our tax guy, so here's interesting. You want to talk about interesting stories as you go through in life. Our tax guy got arrested, and before I could get to him and find out actually what was happening, then he went up and he died, passed away. So go figure. So then I go to the next tax guy. Well, that didn't turn out so well. So we're still kind of working through all this, but I'm learning. And also Bud is actually helping me also with survivalist.
Is Bud here or the Shield?
I don't know. He has had some great videos lately on videos. In taxes. I'm trying to keep up with the
moderators are here. Thank you guys for
being
here.
Hey, M&J.
Michael, Bama Girl. Hello from Montana.
Hey, Michael Wells. Yeah, I just talked to you the other day. I see so many of you guys.
150 degrees in Montana? I doubt it. It's so hot here. It's unbelievable.
Rocky Duck said, I had a realtor who went to jail. Why did the realtor go to jail? I'd be curious to know about that. Whatever happened with that. And then one more thing, you guys, I just wanted, before you go into the next story, Mr. Charles, I like to talk to you guys so much. I enjoy, well, he knows. I talk to you guys. He walks in the door and he's like, you're on the phone again. You're on the phone again.
She stays on the phone nonstop.
But Mr. Charles, he's having some procedures done Friday. So I want everybody in the chat right now, if you guys could just say, Mr. Charles, saying prayers for you. It's some heart issues. And so, Mr. Charles, we're pulling for you. All right.
Yeah, Mr. Charles, it's just it's mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter.
Anyway, all right.
There's no big deals. You got it. All right. So, what's next?
I don't know. Let's talk about some. We've got BRICS
going
on.
Real estate.
Well, we've got BRICS going on. We've got the dollar going on.
I feel like I've been beating the BRICS story to death. You guys tired of hearing about it?
Well, here's the thing, though. They're meeting right now. So I did not know this the other day, but actually Goldman Sachs is actually the one that coined BRICS. Goldman Sachs, Jim O'Neill, he actually coined, that's right, you guys keep saying, Mr. Charles, prayers for you. Mr. Charles, I hope you see that. Jim O'Neill, and I actually got online and I did some research. And years ago, I think in 1991, Goldman Sachs saw what was coming with the dollar. They saw what was coming with everything that was happening overseas, what was going on with America. They saw what was happening. And they coined the BRICS, and they said these countries are going to be the one that are going to start coming forward, they're going to start producing, they're going to start doing all this. Yes, they're in a meeting starting today, their meeting starts today. And one of their agendas is, and they quote, they say, we're not going to try to be against the dollar, we're just trying to find an alternative that we can use instead of the dollar. That is what their agenda is. And I do think
what is that currency going to be backed by?
They're not sure. But Jim O'Neill, he said
I know what it's going to be backed by.
He said it's going to happen. He said
100%
there's only
for sure I know.
Gold.
That's maybe one of the things. But it will be backed by commodities. It'll be backed by things that make computer chips. It'll be backed by lithium and whatever you can think of that we have to get over there. Mika might be one of them. MICA goes around copper wire. Check it out. Talk to a guy in the airport, and I try to tell you guys every time I hear something cool. And he put in charging facilities all over the place. I said, "Are we going to run out of copper?" He said, "Oh yeah, we're going to run out of copper." I said, "But what else? Is there something else that you're seeing that, you know, while you're building these huge facilities?" He said, "Mica, MICA. It's called Mica Flake. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry. But check it out. I think there's only one. I looked it up while I was in the airport, and there's only one mining operation or whatever it was here in the United States. I want to say it was in North Carolina. They get most of it from maybe Africa. So I'm just saying that, you know, I don't know. Look into it for yourself.
We do it also.
Sometimes there's little clues, you know.
There's clues they leave. Also, I want to throw out a shout right now. Joe Snowball Jen. She said, hello, first time here. So thank you for being here and thank you for commenting. But I've noticed the World Economic Forum too. It seems like, and you tell me if you guys notice this, they are stepping up their meetings. They even said we are halfway to the 2030 mark, and they are stepping up their meetings like crazy. They have got so many meetings coming up. World Economic Forum, they're going to be meeting in, well, I lost my website here, but they're going to be meeting for the next 4 months straight in a row. And their agenda.
That's the scariest news we've talked about so far.
Well, because okay, so I did a research on Schwab the other day. Remember we were talking about this the other day. His father was Nazi, Germany. And I was watching how he grew up and what his history and how he's done. And you guys, look it for yourself. Check it out. But anyway, they're going to have 4 meetings, and then you've got the Asia meeting coming also. Asia meeting countries coming also against the dollar. So we've got a lot of stuff happening in the next couple of months.
If you want to do something to help you get prepared, go to the worldeconomicforum.com. Go to their website. Is that what? I don't even know if that's what it's called. Just Google
World Economic Forum. It's called WEFORUM.org. There you go. And by the way, Miss Lynn, yes, I will be at the Silver Symposium.
Go over there, and they will tell you. You have to read between the lines on what it means, but now they're meeting. They're getting ready. I mean, they're getting all their ducks in a row. Everything's going according to plan. There's a good chance we're going to have another lockdown in September. Late September.
Sorry, I just want to comment. So that the new subscriber, she said, I have a family in Europe, and they are saying billboards are everywhere at bus stop saying 2030 is the new beginning.
Oh, man. See.
Thank you guys for commenting on this and letting us know.
There's a good chance 2030 is going to be the biggest crash anybody's ever seen if we don't get there before. 2030, or maybe that's after the crash. Maybe that's, post-crash, and we're all eating bugs, and they have pushed and taken everything from everybody. That goes back to the money thing.
It does.
The Financial Prepper channel, vote with your money. We talked about that in the beginning of the video. If you don't have any money, you don't really have a say. I mean, you do, but, just look at the people that have all the money and the things they can do with it, good or bad. And if you take away from the population and all they have is bugs and they own nothing and they rent, this dystopian world, they said they were going to keep us occupied with drugs and video games. That's the World Economic Forum. It's on there. Get lost, look around, look at all the videos. They're not joking around.
Yep.
And one guy talks about carrots and sticks. We're going to use carrots and sticks. And maybe not so much sticks. Well, we might have to use those sticks. So this is wild, Dr. Evil type stuff. And it's on there. Guys, if you're not subscribed or you think you are subscribed, we are down negative 40 subscribers this month.
They've unsubscribed people.
Not in one day. This is, it would have been way up, through the month to gain subscribers. We're negative 40. They are really got us tied to the whipping post after getting banned from YouTube for a week. Okay, now here's the next thing. Remember I told you about the delinquencies in car loans, the delinquencies in people paying their mortgage, people getting strung out on credit card debt. The next thing is raising interest rates or rising interest rates causes unemployment. That will it will continue to hurt the banks and people that haven't done a good job managing money, getting too strung out. These low interest rates encourage massive borrowing, and here we are. Well, the government's bailing them out right now. You know, they're bailing them out, but they're not going to bail your job. They're not going to bail you out. They're not going to bail out Dick's Sporting Goods. Their stock price went down 25% today. They're not going to bail them out. And if that store goes under, then the employees aren't going to have, they're not going to get to work there. And this goes for everywhere. That's how it works. I think the unemployment that the Federal Reserve says, we're going to raise interest rates, but it's important to keep full employment, or however they put it. What do they say? Maximum employment. How are you going to do that while you're crushing the economy? That's one of those things like, people's pension. There's a good chance that people are, I hate to even say that, but, like the yellow trucking company, there's a good chance they're just going to say, oh, sorry, that's it. And somebody, what do you mean sorry? Yeah, well, we don't have it anymore. And that's it. That's going to start happening. Kind of like the bat flu. It was kind of...
Well, so there's been rumors.
Oh, wait, now it's back.
Yeah, there's been rumors that that's coming back again, and they're going to possibly start doing some of that again. Miss Lisa, I want to just give a shout out and say that hi. There also, somebody just said Belgium. They said they're actually doing that right now in Belgium. Somebody just commented on here. So I'm really trying to stay in the comments a little bit better this time. They're saying that they're right now that you guys are doing that. Let me know if that's true, that they're actually having to do scans, ID checks, and all this kind of stuff to even pass certain territories. So I don't know. Hi, Miss Lisa Stewart. So good to see you. I don't know, you guys. We're entering an interesting, but we want to stay optimistic. We want to figure out solutions to get around this.
We live in interesting times. But I'm not going to be, all right,
no.
Run for the hills.
I don't want to be that way.
You got to leave now.
No.
Does that make you, who is that? Who does this?
I do not want to be that
on
way.
YouTube. Trying to scare the crap out of everybody every day. I don't want to do that. I want to let you know the news. I do kind of get worked up because I'm tired of the few that want you to eat bugs and own nothing and take massive power grabs and land grabs. I do get fired up about that, but guys, we're going to come through this. We're not done. The American dream's not dead.
I agree.
It's not well, but it's still there.
No, I agree. And actually, J. Edward Griffin said the same thing. He said for the first time he was more optimistic than ever. He said because enough people were finally waking up. We're starting to just like us. We're starting a YouTube channel. It is like a little mental YouTube channel, but we're trying to reach people, and we go places, and we're like, hey, you guys, and people are waking up, and I love it. And you can vote with your pocketbook. You can buy or not buy things. You can shop or not shop places. You can do certain things, and I love it. I'll get off my soapbox.
No, but to hear him say that was pretty cool.
It was.
'Cause I've asked him. I've had him on an interview before, J. Edward Griffin, and he always wanted to say, good things, uplifting things, and he did that time. But there's more and more people waking up. We have had more first-time precious metal buyers than it grows.
Yes.
It grows every day because people are noticing. And the banks do not want you to pull your money out and buy precious metals with it. Your money manager, if you have one of those guys, he's not going to be a big fan of precious metals either. So you just kind of have to go with your own convictions on that. I'm not trying to sell precious metals. We do sell precious metals, but that's not what this video is about. I want to encourage you personally to go 2 other places first and make Stacey your third bid. It's important for me to get you guys the best deal. And sometimes they're a nickel higher, sometimes it's a penny, sometimes we're a penny or higher, nickel, so, you can get the better deal. But there is value in the service that you're going to get as well.
Well, pretty relationship. And I'm going to give a funny little story right here. So somebody just commented. They said, good luck getting him to take the jab. Holding him down. And he is. He works very hard for it, and I'm super proud of him.
And I usually try to cover up before.
No, we've just
videos,
come
but-
in. We've been working all day. We've been hanging out, and I said, let's just go. Let's talk about what's happening right now, and let's have fun with it and be optimistic, because a lot of times it can be gloom and doom. All right, next thing.
The Jackson Hole annual meeting
Oh, that's coming up.
may provide clues to the Federal Reserve's plans.
Rusty and his wife are in the chat. Oh, I'm going to say hi. Say hi to Mr. Rusty then. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. and
Hello,
keep you-
Rusty and his wife. Now, no, I really do appreciate you being here. But we're looking at NATO versus BRICS. If you kind of think through that, that's not what they're calling it, but that's pretty much what it is. They're going to have their own currency. They're stepping away. What happens when people step away, when countries step away from the almighty U.S. dollar? We got a war, right? And that's what's happening. And BRICS is creating their own thing, but BRICS has got us in a pinch. They got us in a bind because they make everything. That's why I want to encourage you guys to invest in your tool 401k, your food 401k, and your home protection 401k, all those things that we talk about all the time. Take a little risk off the table and buy something hard and tangible that you can feed your family. I'm not a real doom and gloomer, but it doesn't hurt. If you bought food a couple years ago when we started talking about it, you're beating the stock market now. And we were eat off the front, place in the back, and it's really cool. My mom told me the last time we were there, she said, I love having a pantry full of food.
Yep.
It's really nice,
You
like
just
your own
go in
grocery
there,
store.
yep.
And you can be your own bank with precious metals. Jesse did that the other day. He needed some money. He'd been, we buy precious metals on dips, and when you get to buying, you sell it. And it's, you can do your own thing. Try to take some of that third-party risk off the table. If you've got all your money in a bank, one bank, and it's over $250,000, for sure get it out. But even if it's under, if you got all that money in one place, think about that. Think if just that one thing happened and they said, oh, sorry, it's gone. Or, we're just going to hold on to this. You can't wire it out. Diversify your bank accounts. For sure. Don't just use one bank. I prefer to be your own bank. Well, we all have to have money in the bank. We do wires all the time, and I get it. But just now's the time to be prepping. Now it's the calm before the storm. There's a glut of goods. Things are getting a little bit cheaper. This is the time to start accumulating again if you hadn't already. We've been accumulating some precious metals. I've been buying it on the dips consistently. And the premiums got a little cheaper and we bought a little extra, But that's, if you hadn't started 20 years ago getting ready, right now is the best time.
Well, okay, so here's the thing is, Chris and I, we do everything that we say that we do. Chris says this all the time, that we try to keep about 10% of that. So every so often, we give stuff away to you guys, and we give away to family and friends and stuff like that. So every now and then we have to, we purchase some more, and it did have a dip the other day, which was really, really nice. By the way, somebody just said something, and I'm trying so hard to keep up with this, and I'm going to have to go back. And you're right, it's never too late to start. You can always start, and you can always start with just a minimum. And I want to talk real quick about, they're talking about the BRICS. And they're saying, okay, realistically, the dollar, yes, is not going to go away right away. But they're saying that this is just a kind of one more chink that they said at some point, even Goldman Sachs, there's several other banks, he's even realized that at some point the dollar will become less than what it is, and it will become not the world reserve currency. They've even come out and said that. And they said, Janet
Yellen said that. It's not uncommon. Or maybe it's Jerome Powell, J-Rome.
So they've started investing in other different places, and matter of fact, is one of the Goldman Sachs is the one that named the BRICS. So you guys just look at that. They're preparing ahead, so why shouldn't we? They're preparing ahead. They're investing in other commodities, other assets, and so why shouldn't we do the same thing?
Well, that's what the central banks are doing. They're hitting new records all the time. Look, guys, they're hoarding gold. They are taking advantage of these prices. They are running the market down with paper. They're running the dollar higher. The dollar is still like nothing's It's just good and strong, which really hurts other countries. But Triffin's Dilemma, check it out. No, it's not Triffin's Dilemma. It's something else. Triffin's Dilemma is good. I think we're right in the middle of it, actually. But as our currency gets stronger, it really hurts other countries. But I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know.
BRICS.
What's going on with the dollar?
Yeah, yeah, that was it. The dollar's never going away. The dollar's not going to just disappear. It's just going to buy less and less as they print it up too much. And they can manipulate that too, especially with a digital Fed coin, and Unicoin, and all these different coins they come out with to put us in an open air prison.
So I was just talking about something to someone about that the other day about the FedNow, because obviously that's rolled out to a lot of the banks and different things that's going on, and a lot of these people that are getting Social Security and different things like that, they're being required to do that. So if you're required to do that and it's got to pass through the FedNow, then they're going to know everything that you do, and they're going to say if you can get the funds or you cannot. And I actually was listening to an interview the other day, and they were talking about how this is just so it's just maybe FedNow, big deal, whatever. But it's one more stepping stone towards more control. Where it's the CBDC, no, it's not there now. But yes, so that is a big deal, and I want to give out a shout out for just a second.
Okay, it's not the fact that they will know; they will be able to turn you off and on. They will be able to tell you if you've bought too much red meat. This is going to happen. I'm telling you.
It's already here.
They're going to say, oh, well, you probably shouldn't buy those precious metals because, that might be a scam or something like that. That's what the bank said to her and the other people that on the other end. So it's total control. They're going to manipulate the velocity of money, and they're putting afterburners on a dying fiat currency, we're in year 53, and on average, fiat currencies die in 50 years. That's the average. So we're right there. I mean, we're, and nobody's lived through a world reserve currency crash. And we're here. We're here, guys. We're starting to witness the market makers manipulate the dollar higher, run gold down so they can buy it at the rock bottom prices. This includes Bitcoin. And I don't have a lot of Bitcoiners on here, but there's a really good chance it's going to $100,000, $200,000, maybe even $500,000 one day. I'm just saying, whether you believe in it or not, did you believe in the internet when it first came out? You don't have to believe in it. I hate saying that, actually. Just, know it's a kind of an asymmetric bed.
So I'm going to start putting some of the people that we talk about on our community page, so check it out. There's a Rusty Fence, Rusty Fence Farm. Bud, I've been sharing some of his tax awesome videos. So you guys go to our community page. Also check out our Twitter page. That's where I post a lot of things that we can't talk about. Text me if you don't know it, 318-564-5823.
And if you're just getting here, we just got out of YouTube jail, and I don't want to put all the links in the description. Look, it's on Twitter. Go to Twitter. Financial Prepper. It's got a PPR on the and not ER. But what else?
That's all I've got.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's great to see you guys or talk to you guys again.
Anything else? There's something else.
And I'm looking forward. Oh, by the way, we're going to be in Vegas. So you guys, I'm looking forward to the Silver Symposium. We don't have our tickets yet or our flight yet, but I'm not sure when we're flying in and out. But I hope to see everybody there.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun.
And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
Look forward to seeing my peeps.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you for being here. Have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one. Later.
And go hit that like button.